He's him. It's an expression that made an appearance a few months ago. It basically means he's that dude. He can't be messed with. And here are the top 5 hims. Number 5, we're going to go with Leon Edwards. Why? Because for the longest time, Kamaru Usman reigned the welterweight division. He knocked out Gilbert Burns, knocked out Masvidal, TKO'd Colby, and then did it a second time, lapped the division. His reign of terror was never ending until Leon Edwards ended it with that head kick knockout. But some people were saying it's a fluke, and Leon Edwards did it a second time to put a stamp on it. At UFC 300, they offered Leon Edwards 3 fights, and Dana White said Leon Edwards is a savage because he accepted to fight all 3 fighters that were offered to him. To me, a fighter is supposed to fight, so I didn't get why that was so impressive. So it must be because the fighters that were offered to him were scary mother effers, and they were probably Islam Makhachev, Khamzat Chimaev, and Shavkat Rakhmonov, if I had to guess. Plus, Leon Edwards himself, after Dana White made that statement, posted an image on Instagram of himself with the belt saying, "I'm him." So he's hip with the lingo. You can't get what you can't ask for. So if he's saying he's him, then what he's shown us leads me to believe that, yeah, you're him. Number 4, we're going to go with Alex Pereira. Why? He became a UFC champion after four UFC fights, hunted Israel Adesanya down, and he defeated 4 champions, 4 either current or former champions of the UFC, in Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, Yuri Prohaska, and Sean Strickland. If you defeated 4 current or former UFC champions in a row, basically, then your level is pretty freaking crazy. What you did was super special. Plus, he just looks scary. He's just got that crazy hands of stone that knock out everyone. He's got an intimidating presence. It's not just his performances, it's the way he carries himself. It's that aura of intimidation. Yeah, you could make an argument he should be higher on the list, like 4 and 3 could change places. But for number 3, I'm going to go with Islam Makhachev. Why? Charles Oliveira was defeating everyone. Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson. He was just straight up running through dudes and submitting them. Charles Oliveira had the highest submission rate in the UFC. Plus he has firepower in his hands. So this looked like a nightmare matchup for Islam Makhachev because it looked like someone that would be able to match him in the ground department, in the submission department. With everyone else Makhachev faced, you could argue, oh, it's not fair. It was obvious Makhachev was going to win because their ground game can't compare to Makhachev's. But Charles Oliveira looked to be a live, legitimate threat, and Makhachev just dismantled him, put him down with a strike, and then finished him with a submission. Amazing. Plus, Makhachev defeated the pound-for-pound number 1 at the time, Alexander Volkanovski. And it was 5 rounds, it was close, but it was from a lower weight class coming up to fight Makhachev, but he was the pound-for-pound number 1. He was defeating everyone in his weight class. It's still impressive that he did that. So you defeat Charles Oliveira and Volkanovski, plus you get the head kick. Yeah, I'll say number 3. You could argue 3 and 4 should switch places, but I'm putting him at number 3. Number 2, I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall. Why? Sergey Pavlovich was knocking out everyone. Burly beast Derek Lewis knocked him out. Burly beast Taito Ivasa knocked him out. More technical, smart, intelligent ground game fighter. What do you call it? The Mortal Kombat guy. Curtis Blades. Sergey Pavlovich knocked him out. Sergey Pavlovich was the terrifying Russian that nobody wanted to fight. He was a scary mofo, and still is a scary mofo. And people were saying John Jones was afraid of him. And Tom Aspinall got the call to fight him on 2 weeks short notice. And Tom Aspinall accepted. Plus, he pulled his back during the training camp, the 2 week training camp, which was actually 1 week. But he went there and in 70 seconds knocked out Sergey Pavlovich. That was what nobody expected. Most people were picking Sergey Pavlovich to win. Even though the oddmakers had Tom Aspinall as a favourite, the fighters and the fans being interviewed all were saying Sergey Pavlovich was going to win. And even the fans that picked Tom Aspinall, most of them were saying it was going to be submission. I actually knew that there was a good chance Tom Aspinall was going to win by knockout, but to actually see it, damn, that was crazy. Tom Aspinall moves, we've heard it a million times now, it's a cliche, but Tom Aspinall moves like a freaking cheetah, no, like a welterweight, like a middleweight. We've never seen speed like that in a heavyweight division. So this has got someone who's bigger than John Jones and looks to be faster than him. So if they ever fight, it does seem that Tom Aspinall is him. I wouldn't even say it seems, he is him, 100%. But for number one him, the himmest of hims, we're going to have to go with Ilia Topuria. He just looks so masterful, so classy in the way he destroyed the pound-for-pound number one Volkanovski. And this wasn't a short notice Volkanovski who got head kicked because it was a short notice fight. However, was it 2 weeks or 11 days short notice? This was a fully prepared Volkanovski, had a full training camp, and Ilia Topuria just put a masterclass performance against one of the greatest fighters to ever do it in the UFC. Volkanovski was killing everyone. Jose Aldo, Max Holloway. So many freaking greats. Volkanovski was destroying them. He was rightly the pound for pound number one. And Topuria just dismantled him. And Topuria looked so great in his other fights as well, in his Bryce Mitchell fight, in his Ryan Hall fight, he just outclasses his opponents so much. He's one of the classiest fighters, I would say. It's a joy to watch him. Classy technique with a powerful, if you combine his classy technique with his powerful knockout punch, his knockout power, then you've got a fighter who is a joy to watch. Plus, he's got that Spanish Georgian swag. Yeah, and he's so popular in Europe, and he's going to be popular in the USA now too. Yeah, he's him. Oh, plus it was the way he carried himself as well. He showed so much belief and self-confidence in himself when he was being interviewed before the Volkanovski fight. He changed his Instagram bio to UFC champion before he became a champion, like a couple of weeks before his fight with Volkanovski, and people were clowning on him, saying, "Oh, he's going to be embarrassed. He's going to have to." Volkanovski was saying, when he loses, he's going to have to change his Instagram bio by himself, I hope, so that he can experience that shame. And he was telling everyone, "I'm going to knock him out in the first round. I'm going to knock him out in the first or the second round." And he was just oozing that confidence, and he proved that that confidence came from a real place, came from knowing that he could deliver the goods because he's him 100%. Like and subscribe.